السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. وأسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى to teach us beneficial knowledge. We start our course today. This is foundational session for the new Muslim woman. We started it. We talked about the meaning of La ilaha illallah. We talked about the pillars of Iman, the pillars of faith. After this, we talked about the five the five Islamic ruling. After this, we talked about the five pillars of Islam. The first pillar of Islam is Shahada. The second pillar of Islam is establishing prayer. Salah, establishing prayer. And we talked about ablution. We talked about two main points, ablution and how to pray. Today, inshallah, we're going to talk about paying zakat. Today, we're going to talk about paying zakat. As you see, zakat is called the due charity. Zakat is the third pillar of Islam. Zakat is the third pillar of Islam. So today, inshallah, we talk about zakah. That literally, zakah means purification and growth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Prophet Muhammad to take zakah from the believers. And Prophet Muhammad swore by Allah that zakah or paying money for charity, for sadaqah or for zakah does not decrease the wealth, does not decrease the wealth. So as Muslim, we pay zakah if a Muslim has a certain amount of gold or a certain amount of money, he has to pay zakah. So we start when we talk about zakah, we just explain that zakah, we are talking about obligatory zakah, obligatory charity. First, we'll talk about obligatory charity. And we'll talk about zakah in gold and zakah in cash money. We'll talk about zakah in gold and zakah in cash money. Okay, so again, I repeat again that we are talking about zakah. Zakah means obligatory charity. Zakah means obligatory charity. We are going to talk about zakah in gold and zakah in cash money. Zakah in gold and zakah in cash money. So we start to talk about zakah in gold. If a Muslim has gold which reach about 85 grams of pure gold, if a Muslim man or a Muslim woman has about 85 grams of pure gold, and he holds this amount for a complete year, he holds this amount of gold for a complete year. So in this case, he has to pay zakat. And when we say a year, we are talking about lunar year. When we say a year, we are talking about lunar year. So again, we say that if a Muslim has about, he reaches his amount, he has gold, about 85 grams of pure gold or more. If he has 85 grams of pure gold or more, and he holds this amount, or she hold this amount for an entire lunar year, he hold this amount for an entire lunar year, in this case, he must pay zakat, or she must pay zakat. If a Muslim man or woman has about 85 grams of pure gold or more, 85 grams of pure gold or more, and he holds or she holds this amount for an entire lunar year, for an entire lunar year. If this happens, if this person must pay zakat, this person must pay zakat. So now we come to the question, how much does he pay, or how much does she pay? He must pay, or she must pay 2.5%. If you have 85 grams of pure gold or more, And if you hold this amount for an entire lunar year, you have to pay zakat. How much should you pay? You have to pay 2.5%. 2.5%. Okay, you have to pay 2.5%. If you ask me how much is it, let's give example. For example, if we say we explain something first, we explain what do we mean by lunar year. First, we explain what do we mean by lunar year. In Islamic jurisprudence, in Islamic fiqh jurisprudence, the transaction is with the lunar year, according to the movement of the sun, according to the movement of the moon. I'm sorry, according to the movement of the moon. I'm going to share here with you. I show you what is a lunar year. What is a lunar year? I'll show it. So again, here, when we look at this picture, this picture explains to us the lunar year. So what is it? If you look, this is the moon, and the moon goes around the earth. The moon goes around the earth. So when it is a new moon, then the new increase bit by bit. In the middle of the month, you can see full moon. Then the moon decrease again until it is a new moon again. So this circle shows a complete circle of a moon, which is a month, a lunar month. Of course, the Islamic year has 12 months. So again, when we talk about, when you hear in any Islamic correspondence or in any Islamic legislation, we are talking about the lunar year. We are talking about the lunar year. So what is it? It depends upon the movement of the moon around the earth. So in the beginning, it is a new moon, so the moon increases bit by bit. And when it's in the middle of the month, it's a full moon, so then it decreases again. This is a full circle of the moon. It takes 1 month. Okay. So if you have, again, we come to the basic point, that if you have 85 grams of pure gold and you hold it for 12 months for an entire lunar year, so you have to pay zakat. How much do you pay? You pay 2.5%. So I try to explain it to you. For example, if you have, for example, here I give you how much do you pay. So as you see here, we say, for example, the one gram of gold in Saudi Arabia, which is 24 gram. It is, let's say, it's about 225 riyal. It's about 225 riyal. So how can you calculate it? You multiply 225 riyal by 85 gram. So if you have gold, so how can you calculate it? Simply, you ask yourself, how much is 1 gram of pure gold in your country? So in Saudi Arabia, we are talking about Saudi Arabia, okay? So again, in Saudi Arabia, about 1 gram of pure gold is about 225 riyal. 1 gram of pure gold is about 225 riyal. So you multiply 225 riyal by 85 gram. It's about, we say it's about 20,000 riyal. It's about 20,000 riyal. Then you multiply it by 2.5%, it's about 500 riyal. It's about 500 riyal. So if you are in Saudi Arabia and you want to know zakah, the amount of zakah, we say if you have 85 grams of pure gold or more, you have to pay zakah. You must pay zakah. So how much do you pay? As we said, you multiply if you have gold, so 1 gram of pure gold is 225. So you multiply this amount by 225, we say the minimum amount is about 20,000 riyal. The minimum amount 20,000 riyal. So you multiply it by 2.5%. It's about 500 riyal. 500 riyal. This about gold. If you have gold, we say if you have gold. Now we talk about cash money. We'll talk about cash money. If you have any amount of money, do you pay zakat? Again, there is a limit. There is a limit. So the minimum limit, what is equal to 85 grams of pure gold. So again, it's the same calculation. If you have 20,000 riyal or more, if you have 20,000 riyal or more, you must pay zakat. If you have 20,000 riyal or more, you must pay zakat. How much you pay? If you have 20,000 riyal, you have to pay 500 riyal. You have to pay 500 riyal. So again, when we talk about cash money, we say that the minimum limit in cash money, 20,000 riyal. If you have less, if for example you have 10,000 riyal, you don't pay zakat. Zakat is not due on you. Zakat is not due on you if you have less. If there is a man or there is a woman, the man has 10,000 riyal or 5,000 riyal. He may have this in the bank or in his pocket. So this person who has 10,000 riyal, is it a must to pay zakat? We say no. Zakat is not due on him. Zakat is not due on him. But there is something else which is called SADAKAH. Which is called what? SADAKAH. What is SADAKAH? SADAKAH is optional charity. SADAKAH is optional charity. Maybe the person, maybe you have 1,000 riyal, only 1,000, and you saw a very old man or a very old woman, and you give her 10 riyal. You give her only 10 riyal. This 10 riyal is called what? It's called SADAKAH. It's called SADAKAH. And what's the difference between sadaqah and zakah or due charity? That sadaqah is optional. Sadaqah is optional. If you do it, you get reward from Allah. If not, there is no punishment. If you don't, there is no punishment. Again, if any person reach a certain amount of money, when we talk about gold, if you reach a certain amount of gold, which is 85 grams of pure gold, you must pay zakat, obligatory. If you reach 20,000 riyal in Saudi Arabia, why 20,000? Because 20,000 about equal 85 grams of pure gold. 85 grams of pure gold. So in this case, if you reach this amount, if you have 20,000 riyal or more, you must pay zakat. But as we said, maybe I have only 1,000 riyal or 2,000 riyal, and I saw a very poor man or very poor woman, and I give this poor man 100 riyal or 10 riyal, just 10 riyal. This 10 riyal is called what? This 10 riyal is called what? It's called sadaqah. It's called what? Sadaqah. And what is the difference? Sadaqah is optional. Sadaqah is optional. So if I give it, if I pay sadaqah, Allah give me reward. If not, there is no punishment. There is no punishment. Then we'll talk about charity or zakah in livestock. What is livestock? Livestock like camels, cows, and sheep. So if someone is having livestock and the animals gaze on pasture, and the owner does not take a lot of effort to supply them with fodder, in this case, he has to pay zakat. So we start to talk about the rules in paying zakat in livestock. What is livestock? Livestock like camels, cows, and sheep. So we start with camels. If someone has only one camel, or he has only 2 camels, or 3 camels, or 4 camels, is zakat due on him? No, it's not due. It's not due on him. But if someone has 5 or 6 or 7 or 9 camels, yes, he must pay zakat. He should pay 1 sheep. He should pay 1 sheep. If he has 10 camels, 11, 12, 13, 14, he pays 2 sheep. He pays 2 sheep. Then we come to zakah in cows. What is the minimum limit in cows? What is the minimum limit in cows? The minimum limit is 30. A 30 cow. So if someone has 1 cow or 2 cows or 3 cows or 10 cows or 20 cows, is it zakah due on him? No, zakah is not due on him. Zakah is not due on him. But if he has 30 cows or more than 30 cows, in this case, he must pay zakah. How many cows should he pay? He should pay 1 cow. How old is it? It's 1 year old. 1 year old. Now, if he has 40 cows, or more than 40 cows, he should pay 1 cow. How old is it? It is 2 years old. It is 2 years old. And now we come to sheep and goats. What is the minimum limit in sheep and goats? The minimum limit is 40 sheep. So if someone has 10 sheep, 20 sheep, is zakah due on him? No, it's not due. It's not due. Okay? But if he has 40 sheep, he has to pay 1 sheep. He has to pay zakah 1 sheep. If he has more than 120 sheep, he has to pay zakah. He has to pay, if he has, for example, 130, 140, he must pay zakah. How much should he pay? He should pay 2 sheep. He should pay 2 sheep. Okay, and again, I remind you that we are talking about obligatory charity, not sadaqah. Not sadaqah. Maybe someone has 10 sheep, and he lives in a place in the village. He can see that there are very poor people in the village. Okay, he has only 10 sheep. And he sees that the people in the village are very poor. So he decided to sacrifice, to give 1 sheep for the sake of Allah. So he sacrificed it, and he cooked the meat, and he gave it to the poor. In this case, it is called what? It is called SADAKAH. It is called SADAKAH. Why SADAKAH? Because it's optional. It's optional. It's not obligatory on him. It's not obligatory on her. It's optional. If he has money, if he would like to do it, he get reward from Allah. If not, there is no punishment. There is no punishment. This about the issue of zakah in Islam. We said that zakah is the 3rd pillar of Islam. And in zakah, when we talk about zakah, we should remember the term minimum limit. Minimum limit. So in gold, what is the minimum prescribed limit? Is 85 grams of pure gold. If you have less, zakah is not due on you. If you have more, you have 85 or more, you must pay zakah. If you have 85 or more and you hold it for 1 year, you must pay zakah. What about money? We said the minimum limit in money, what is equal to 85 grams of pure gold. So if you have 20,000 riyal or more, you must pay zakah. If you have less, zakah is not due on you. And then we talked about zakah in livestock, in camels, in cows, in sheep, in everything. There is a minimum limit. So if you have 5 or more, you must pay zakah. If you have 30 cows or more, you must pay zakah. If you have 40 sheep or goats or more, you must pay zakah. If you have less, but you want to pay it for the sake of Allah, we say it is sadaqah. If you do it, you get reward from Allah. If not, there is no punishment because it's optional. It's not obligatory. By this, we came to the end of talking about zakah. Next session, we'll talk about the 4th pillar of Islam, which is fasting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.